Hi Taurus, and a very warm welcome to you for your September 2017 Astrology Horoscope. This is a significant month because we have the equinox on September the 22nd. It's the spring equinox or the fall equinox, depending which hemisphere of the world you're living in. But what this signifies is that this is a month of change. It's a month where the seasons are changing, but it's also a month where many planets are going into mutable signs. And the mutable signs are Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo. And these energies are very much energies of becoming flexible. And Taurus, I know you don't like to have to somehow become too flexible. So it's a challenge for you in some ways, but it's also wonderful because during this month you can effect changes more quickly in your life. It's easier to bring about swift change whilst these energies are moving into the mutable signs. We've also got Mercury, the planet that rules technology, communications, transportation, retrograde until the 6th. So if you can delay signing important contracts and those kinds of things and getting into important negotiations, making big purchases, big decisions, until after that, you'll find that it might be an easier journey. I often find if I do important things during Mercury retrogrades, I often have to repeat them after Mercury goes direct. So it's not always something terrible, it can just be a nuisance that you could do without. So for you this month, we start off with a focus here in this 4th house, just for this first week or so of the month. So the 4th house, you might be busy at home, you might be busy doing a little bit of decluttering, just making your space ready, changing, the change of the seasons. The earth is changing, the earth is moving, there's a movement about to happen. And so when you get that equality of the day and the night, this is just a wonderful time to begin to bring your environment here into more balance. How can you bring your environment into more balance? Does it just need a jolly good clean? Do things need moving around in a sort of feng shui type of way? Maybe you would like to study feng shui. But these kinds of things, you know, you can just move one item in a room and it changes the whole vibrational energy of the room. These are just ideas with which to use this energy that you've got coming up, Taurus. Now the 6th of the month is significant because 3 things are happening. Mercury going direct, so there's a sense of moving forwards now with maybe plans and things that you've been thinking about. Mars goes into your 5th house, joining the Sun. And also on the 6th, we've got a full moon in your 11th house. So, what does it mean for you? Well, we're going to have this month, this learning how to balance the energies of the 5th and 11th houses. The 11th house, with the full moon on the 6th, is shining a light on your friendships, your social circle. It might involve you deciding to get involved in some kind of a collaboration. Is it time to tune in and really get involved with somebody else or a group of people? Because we are moving to an age of greater collaboration, greater working together and seeing that we're not in competition with one another in a negative way, but that we are competing in a way to be the best that we can possibly be and that we are each bringing out one another's uniqueness. So this full moon might be about some changes in friendships, in associations. You might find that it's time for a whole new sweep with friends and social circle, online and offline. And then we've got energy very definitely coming into you and your own uniqueness. You finding your passion and acting out your passion. This can certainly be a month where, for those of you looking for it, can be romance, can be romantic with another person, or it can be the romance of falling in love with yourself. Goodness gracious, that's something one wouldn't say, is it? You know, that's very narcissistic. But But you know, until you get a sense of feeling comfortable with you, you really can't be utterly comfortable with another person. So there's a sense of disconnect. So it is an important aspect to bring alive your passion. And this Mars energy is asking you, hey, what do you do that's creative? What turns you on? What makes you excited? What gives you that sense of feeling in love? So these are all questions. And on the 10th, we've got Mercury coming into this 5th house as well. So this can be very good for business, very good for negotiating a deal, good for doing anything with children, with young people, anything cultural. Be very good. And then we've got 10 days of somewhat a lull in big aspects. So this is an important time just to be looking at ways that you might be resisting things in your life, dear Taurus. You wouldn't know anything about that, of course, would you? But just ways in which you might be resisting, and ways in which you can learn to just go with the flow and have things easily come to you. Working that manifesting muscle. And then on the 20th, we've got a glorious new moon happening in the 5th house. And as well on the 20th, Venus coming into this 5th house. Wonderful conglomeration of activity in this 5th house. And the 5th house is the joyful house. The 5th house is finding the excitement of life. It's also going to be good for starting a new business, for any kind of endeavour that involves you doing something that involves your uniqueness, something that is original and special to you. You might start acting. You might say, I've always wanted to act, I've always wanted to dance or sing or compose or paint or garden or cook or work with animals. There's so many things. And it's about bringing that specialness of you out, which of course will draw a different kind of person, a different kind of family of people, your tribe, to you. So I think this is a very exciting month for you here, Taurus. On the 23rd, the Sun comes into the 6th house, joining Jupiter, shining a light on your work area. Could be a new work opportunity, an opportunity maybe to even travel in connection with your work. I wish you a great month. If you want to learn more about astrology, you might want to think about buying my 5-set video about really learning the basics of astrology, because many of you send me emails and ask me lots of questions, and whilst I love answering things, this might just be an inspirational way to get you a little bit more into the astrology, and it will also help you to understand a lot of the things that I'm saying each month, and especially when I do videos about the moon and some extra special ones that I do from time to time as well. Thanks for commenting, sharing, subscribing. Have a wonderful month.